So I was less busy in this weekend, and I just thought, let me just step into the ICC. I have seen pictures, I've seen videos online, and all of those things. I've spoken to some of the importance of having an international conference center. I really never had the opportunity. I've really never, had the chance to go visit the ICC myself. And please, if you haven't, I think you should go. The pictures and videos you see, they don't do it. They don't do the edifice, the gesture, when you see something on picture, this is fine, this is fine, but when you go there, the feeling is different. I'm serious. The feeling is different. Sometimes when videos pan, I mean, like you are seeing now, when videos pan on the edifice, you say this thing, okay, the aesthetics fine, this thing is beautiful, it's fine, but you will be feeling like maybe rather than a TikTok video they used to do this thing, or maybe they use AI. In this day and age, people can use AI now. It looks fine, but guy, as you see am, that's so it be. Some of the things I also do, I'm also into a little bit of building, and I know when I see something quality, I know. I took my time and I walked into the edifice myself just to check whether this thing now, after 1 year now, 2 years, everybody going to talk about us another thing. Nobody going to remember the thing because maybe one check don't break, or maybe the thing where they used to build it in no go 2 days strong. So, I mean, just what people say now. And I walked inside and I touched these things. I saw it myself. I said, no. See, I don't think we have that standard of what we did, what I saw. I don't think it's in Abuja. I've gone to International Conference Center in Abuja. I've also gone to the one in Lagos, and even the one in Port Harcourt. Guy, this one is amongst the top 2 in Nigeria. I've been to the one in South Africa now. I've been to the one in Johannesburg. Guy, I don't know, but maybe if I talk too much, but let me just kill it. You know what? Just visit for yourself. There's nothing I can tell you again, because when nobody say I did talk, I did praise the man. Look, for those who are even saying it, I'm the media wing of Mba. I can tell you for free. Mba no even know me one-on-one. I'm not even seen him one-on-one. The day I went to do his Twitter hangout, I was one that hosted the last Twitter hangout in December 15th. First, I was very angry that he didn't come to shake us, to say hi, to say what's up. He didn't come. I was angry. But again, what's my business with him if he's doing his job? He's a governor, and maybe he has a meeting to attend to. What's shaking me? What would he give me? What would he do for me? And I told his people, I told them, look, this man didn't shake me. I didn't like, at least no question I can't ask. I don't kill anybody. And I needed, these are things that any good people I needed to know. But then I at some point I said, at the end of the day, what is it, this thing? Like, the man is too fast. And see, I don't know whether this guy knows what is the mind of people about him. There are things I've heard about him that actually, if you put it on the scale, you can say, okay, yes, it's true. Things like, tax is too high. People are coming in for businesses people who own businesses are complaining about high tax. People who own houses are saying, ground rent, dustbin, everything is actually up. Well, that is the truth. But then again, whether he is using these monies that he's collecting to make the city a little bit livable or better off, I think you can score him high on that. And I asked one of his commissioner this question about people complaining about taxes and things being too high for them to be able to pay, that previous administration actually give them some respite, and some they even said instrumentally. He told me, look, the reason why people are complaining is that they were not paying the right taxes. That what they were paying was they connive with a few people within the organization, the state government organization, and pay them small money, and then they forget about them. And this money is actually shared amongst people of the organization, and people make more money, and the money doesn't get to the government. But this time around, they're paying directly. They're paying the real amount. They're paying directly, and that's what they're complaining about. That's exactly what they told me. But then that is another case for another day. I would explore further on that, because this thing I need to do my research myself. I'll go to some of these businesses and hear them out to speak to these issues. But why am I doing this video? It's about the ICC. Oh, ICC came out. People started saying that what's the essence of this ICC? If this edifice is too gigantic, are you sure we're going to be having conferences? Wow, people will live in Lagos, living in Port Harcourt, living in Enugu, living in Abuja to come and be doing conferences in Enugu. Enugu, it's too small, it's too hidden. I say, oh God, how do big cities grow? These are the things that actually make big cities grow. Now, do you know that that particular ICC has already that ICC has 4 major events. There are other small events too. The place actually has like 4 halls or so, smaller hall. But the big one is the main one that I went to, that you are seeing now. The other events, like up to 4-5 events, can be held in that particular place. It also has a mall, and then there's a hotel that is 300-bed hotel on the other side. In fact, the way the ICC is built is that the situation, the governor was thinking the situation where once you come into town, like you've paid fully for the hotel and for the ICC, they can give you the hotel for free. In fact, there's a way you pay premium. The hotel, you would live in the hotel, do your events at the ICC. In fact, this is how it works. You fly in from the UK, fly in from US, fly in from America, come straight into the Enugu International Airport. Somebody picks you from there. You are coming straight to the hotel, very close to the ICC where you're going to have an event. You just go to the hotel, stay there, and then come to your conference center. And afterwards, you go back to your hotel. From a hotel, you go back to the international to your international airport, and you go back from there. That is exactly the idea, the mindset about the International Conference Center. So let nobody deceive you. Let me name the event, because sometimes when people say the event and the system, now you got out to the line now. Let me give you, in June, there will be the Nigerian Institution of Surveyors. They are holding their 59th annual conference between the 21st and the 30th of June 2025. That is one event that also has all the surveyors in Nigeria will come for that event. And of course, the prominent people across Nigeria are coming for that event. Beyond that, the distinguished lecture series of Emeka Anyaoku, that is a world-class renowned event that happens every other year. It's coming to the ICC. It's usually held in Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt. Go and check the list. And then we have the AGM that was causing problem between the Nigerian Bar Association and the River State government. They are having their own in August. And it's a 1 week full of this. We're hearing that over 20,000 people. Hey, God. And then we also had this, we have this brand, this lady is doing her own. This brand chick, this Nigeria brand something. For those of you who are into fashion and into all these things, you must have know this particular event. She's saying that she's no longer using any other place apart from the International Conference Center, the new International Conference Center in Enugu. I'm trying to look up for, I wanted to be sure exactly what it is, but as soon as I get it out, I'll let you know. But trust me, it's something that everyone is speaking about. Everybody wants to host their events in that place. Do you know how much is coming, how much money through this event is coming into the state? The hotels that these guys will use, the food that these guys will eat, the transportation, because of course when you come into town you like to visit some sites. Obunuke Cave, Imeliking Hill, that's actually within the fringes of the state. Are you talking about the agogness, the clubs? Because when people come into town, they would like to feel everything. People who are young want to go to club to hang out a little bit. Are you talking about massive selling of okpa, abacha, these local delicacies that people are going to sell? Are you kidding me? Do you know the amount of persons that people within the state that people will employ? Do you know the amount of money people will make through airport movement for transportation? How bad? Then you have the waiter part guy. There's a lot that is coming into Enugu City and into Enugu town with all of these conferences. It's not just, I just mentioned for the one that I know of. There are so many others that are like that are coming up. The tech festival is even coming up pretty soon too. The Minister for Science, Commissioner for Science, and we also have Chilofia and his people are also coming for that tech festival. This is a tech festival, is an international event too. People from outside the country are coming for this particular tech festival. So the state is already an international. It's no longer what it used to be. It's no longer a mediocre state when it comes to issues and things of growth and development. Then when people come, you think that you just come and go like that. There's a lot this state is open to with this international conference center. So let nobody come out and gaslight us or deceive us and tell us that the conference center has no bearing, has no importance, has no relevance. Go to top cities. These are the things that people even live on. So there's some cities that the only thing that they do, that they keep surviving on, is just conferences. Go and check. There's some cities, some towns, some places within the African continent that just say that they get that very fantastic edifice, conducive environment. That is what is giving them that conferences. And then imagine, but the only thing, and I'm praying because that's another source of income, I'm praying that we don't misuse the international conference center. I don't want a situation where the people will start using it for church programs. Church programs are good, but they must be selected, and there must be a selected set of church programs that will be allowed into that international conference center. Because I see a situation where, as long as people pay the amount that is involved, so called, the next thing you will hear is any Tom, Dick and Harry that has money, you just come and host the event there, and then you start seeing that the place start deteriorating. Start seeing torn chairs, torn unkept environment. So I'm just hoping. Church events are good, church conferences, but they must be international standard, and they must have rules and regulations to get them to get involved or go in there. Because when you start putting these things side by side now, you start to see a situation where people will not like to use the ICC anymore. Now that they're rushing to use it because it's clean, it's new, it's fantastic. I mean, from the outset, you know that this place now a fantastic place. But I also hope that at the end of the day, by and large, bearing all last minute changes, there must be rules and regulations to engage, especially for conferences that are heavily notified, so to speak. But again, I like I mentioned, I'm showing you some visuals of me in the ICC, but these are more visuals that I came across and I thought to share with you. I want to appreciate you for being part of the broadcast today. Let's do this again next time. All right, click on the visuals, if you will. Subscribe, like, and share, if you will. I really, truly appreciate you. See you on the next one.